Hello everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of Into the Breach. We're playing as the Rusting Hulks, and we're most of the way through our third island, still doing quite well. I think this is the strongest game we've had on camera yet anyway. Despite a few slip-ups in the last mission or two, we managed to get all the objectives and no grid damage, just made things a bit more difficult than they had to be. No reactor core left to distribute, but I think I was thinking about doing something with this guy, right? No. Oh, because he picked up +1 mech move already, that's right. So I was thinking of taking this away and using it to improve one of the weapons somehow. For example, this would have helped us in a previous mission where we had smoked ourselves and then gotten webbed. I'm like, wow, does that suck, right? This way, that can't happen because we're still... Well, you can still get webbed, but... Actually, it wouldn't have helped because it was from some leftover smoke, not from standing here and doing it. In fact, if you ever use this on people, like, you can't get webbed the next turn because there's no attackable spaces near you. So, maybe that's not the right thing to do. I mean, I could do something a bit more bold, like this, and use this not to shield the mech itself, but to shield, like, buildings that are under threat. I think this is the next, like, upgrade I'd like to get, but I don't think it's better than these two upgrades combined, right? Actually, maybe this is the idea. Saying we don't need a sixth move as badly as we need 2 extra health. To allow us to tank an attack or two even without the shield on. But then again, like, we have the shield. I don't know. Maybe this is just fine. But I don't think I've really been in a situation yet where I've been like, oh no, I smoked myself with the smoke pellets, and now I can't do something I needed to do. I mostly want to get down as much smoke as I can, and, like, maybe later in the mission I'll discover that a place I have smoke is a place I wish there wasn't smoke, but I don't think that will correlate very well with having been a place where I was standing in the past when I used smoke pellets. So maybe this is just the best idea. Get some... No, I don't know. I like the flexibility. 6 move is really powerful. You can get to anywhere. I mean, obviously not really anywhere, but a lot of places. And I don't need the health so much because of the shields. And I think I'm actually okay with having 6 move, even though it seems a bit excessive. Kill 7 enemies. End battle. I think I'll take kill 7 enemies, actually. Because with our upgraded smoke, and also all these water pools to push stuff into, we should be okay at doing 7 damage. Whereas conceivably, we might want to take more than 3 mech damage to prevent things. So, yeah, I'll go for this. We also, of course, conceivably might want to not kill some enemies, but I think that's less likely. Let's just put this guy here. Again, gives him a wide, a nice little plus to work with. Jet mech can go here. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow, he can reach far from there. Sure. Another time pod! This is like our 3rd or 4th one on this island. That's crazy. Whoa, what the heck? Where did this guy come from? He jumped out of the friggin' ocean. I was all set to just move here and push some stuff, but... Ah, that's what this acid pool is. It's gonna spawn these guys every turn, I guess. And that's why they were warning us about Vec emergence points instead of this? I don't know. A little bit weird. But, I don't like what's happened over here. These guys all surrounding the time pod, which I badly wish to get to. Maybe the thing to do is to push this guy with the artillery. And then get in here with the science mech, and then push again. Drowning this guy and getting this out of the way, and getting Tide Pod and shielding up. That leaves this as the main threat we need to address, which we can do with the jet. Means we're not making progress on these two, which is a bit of a bummer, but I think it's important to get in here, and it seems most productive and easiest to do so. Well, it's easiest to do so with the jet mech, but what's he going to do once he gets here? There's several threats to deal with. Well, wait a minute, actually. I don't think I actually can. Well, I could if I stood in the acid, I guess. I was thinking it's a bit difficult to push this guy out of the way and then get the science mech in here, because it means you have to move this guy before the science mech, and the science mech is standing exactly where I would like the artillery to stand, right? So you kind of want to move the science mech first. We can't move it first and second, so it's a bit awkward. Alternatively, it's just 1 damage. I could do this, right? That's an interesting thought. No, it's 1 damage to the mech, which is fine, but it's also 1 damage to the grid, which is not fine at all. Now I could do this, then, you know, delay the leaper problem. And I suppose if that gives me a more effective way to use my science mech, I should do that. But, like, what would that be exactly? Maybe come down here and use smoke pellets on these two? Killing this guy, doing 2 damage to this guy. It's looking a lot like the other plan. It does the same thing. 2 damage to this guy, kills both of these. But it uses these 2 instead of these 2. Is that good? I feel like I'd rather have the jet mech up here dealing with this guy. He can do a bit more damage up there. Also, it means I don't have to use up my smoke pellets. So, yeah, I think that that is not as good as this plan. Push this guy to make room for my shield mech. Get in there with the shield guy. And jet engine this thing down. Go. No grid damage this turn, at least. I obviously am not a fan of the regeneration, but, you know, that's sort of what I set myself up for. Okay, so the jet mech can deal with both of these guys pretty effectively, which is nice. Wait, is he just attacking mountains? No, there's a city there. Building, I mean. Ah, this guy just came up too. There's a lot going on this screen. Yowza. There's too much, in fact, going on. I don't know what I'm supposed to do about all of it. I mean, wow, this is so many guys. So I could do this. You know, that's fine. But I don't see a way for my remaining 2 mechs to deal with these 3 threats. Am I missing something? Heck, I'm even having trouble dealing with 2 of the threats. The extra effect coming out of here, and like everything spawning right at the beginning. Notice there's no spawns this turn. We used them all up on the first turn. Everything spawning so fast has really been created some problems here. Okay, so is there some way for the jet to... No. I was thinking, like, maybe instead of having the jet do the obvious thing, maybe some other mechs could take care of these two somehow, and the jet could do something more productive down here. Right, you don't want to take the greedy algorithm of find a good move, then find a good move, then find a good move, and conclude that you have a good strategy. There might be a good strategy hidden behind not taking the best move that appears. I didn't take shield friendly, right, on this guy? No. Okay. So... yeah, I feel like we just have to take a grid damage here. I only see ways to deal with 4 of the 5 threats. The good news is it kills this guy, because I can smoke pellet him. So I don't have to worry about him that much anymore. There's just not like a line. It would be really useful if there's a place I could stand where the artillery could shoot at one thing and smoke another. But there's just no such place that I can get to. Alright, well, we'll do what we can and take the 1 damage. 1 damage isn't the end of the world. We've been doing pretty well in terms of grid power, but I still would rather not if I don't have to. But in this case, it looks like I do have to. And we're doing this just to apply the smoke, of course. Since I can't actually get to a spot where the artillery can shoot at either of these two, I have to shoot away from them instead. It's getting very cloudy in here. I feel like we may get there, right? We're actually getting here this turn. In just 2 turns, we're applying 12 damage from clouds. Or, I guess that might only count as 1, I'm not sure. Yeah, this only counts as 10, not 12, because 2 things only have 1 HP. Well, that's very nice of you to say. And what's going to jump out of this dang horror pit now? An alpha fire? What kind of firefly was that? Alpha, yeah. This is a nasty place. The good news is he jumped into some smoke because there wasn't anything else for him to do. Bad news is this spot is clouded up and I can't stand there when it would be a great place to stand. Now, having taken the ally immune wouldn't have helped, right? This is a place I wish there weren't smoke, but, you know, I couldn't have prevented it, so... Oh, this guy attacking here is nice. I can deal 4 damage to this. That'll kill this guy. I don't even have to do anything. Great. So what do we actually have to deal with? There are 3 guys attacking, right? Here, here, and here. It's pretty easy for the science mech to deal with 1 of them, this one, but not both. How about artillery? I guess artillery can do this. Or he could also deal with this guy, but he can't deal with this guy. So I guess it looks like Jet is the only one who can get to this beetle. So that's what he has to do. And Science can only get to this Hornet, so he has to do that. Which leaves Artillery to do this. Fine. No, that doesn't help! He's still attacking a thing! God. I wish he could hit cancel while it was in midair. I know that. I don't wish that, but in that instance I would have appreciated it. Okay, so do I need to undo for this? Was there some other strategy that I could have used? Or should I have just resigned myself to the sadness here? This guy has 4 moves. I don't see anywhere he could have gone to where he could get to this guy. From a different angle or something. All this smoke really is choking me down. Like, if I could stand here and attack, that would be great. So maybe I should be a little bit less gratuitous with the clouds. 2, 3... 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah, no, that doesn't help because the guy was standing here. I can't stand here and shoot that way because of the smoke there. Yeah, I feel like that's actually was the best I could do. Even though it sucks. Maybe it's better to do 2 damage to this guy. Which I could have done 1, 2, 3, 4 attack, right? I could have done that. But I think it's not, actually. The heal's only going to matter 1 more time. Well... Actually... The heal is... No, because this guy's dying even with the heal, right? He's going to go down to 3, then back up to 4, and then down to 0 when this guy attacks him. So, that doesn't matter. The heal, I guess, matters for several people, because we're... Yeah, maybe that is better. I'll go ahead and reset to fix that. Come up here. And just eat 1 more grid damage. Boo. And so I have the choice here of smoke pellets or pushing. I think pushing is better. Since if I put... I don't know. I don't think it makes a huge difference. We'll do this. Now I have smoke pellets available next turn. Oh, right. Plus it means he's here for the jet mech to swoop in and damage. There we go. Stormy weather. Doing a lot of electrical damage this turn. This mission, I mean. But also this turn. Are we gonna take more grid damage? It sure looks that way. Like a lot more? It sure looks that way. What is going wrong that, like, suddenly all of this is happening? Like, all of the recent missions have been like a... Not exactly a breeze, but... Okay, well, hang on. So I can kill both of these guys like this. Which both frees up the jet mech and... Oh, wait. No one's attacking the city. I thought he was going this way, but he's not. Well, okay. So it frees up the jet mech anyway. Because the science mech really can't do anything except deal with these guys, and he can deal with both of them, so let's... Now, what can I do with this? I only see a way to prevent 2 of these guys. Almost any 2 I choose, really. No, if I were able to push this guy... Ugh, there's clouds. If I could push him here and then he attacked, he would kill this guy. But I can't do that because of the clouds. Right? I mean, like, I could do this, but he wouldn't be able to kill his buddy. So, boo to that. I don't see how else I can get a 2-for-1 against these guys. There's no 2 enemies standing in a single row or column, which is what I would need in order to, say, smoke one of them and shoot the other, or shoot them into each other, or what have you. Yeah, now that we've achieved it, it doesn't tell us how much we've done, but it's a lot. Yeah, I feel like I just have to, like, let this guy attack another city. Building. No, this guy, because he's only doing 1 damage. Yeah. Plus it means I get a kill on this, which is nice. Yep, that's what we're gonna do, I guess. Take 3 grid damage this mission. What an embarrassment. That's what I get for talking about how great I am. And really, I was just, like, choked in my own smoke here. Sounds like a weird euphemism, but... oh well, we got that at least. Yeah, that felt bad. And of course, you know, we got the grid damage, 1 of them back, but, you know, means we didn't get the grid defense, and we still did lose 1 power. Yuck. Just so much smoke that, like, the enemies were taking advantage of and I wasn't. I feel like I could really have done better if I had better tactical awareness of where are good places for smoke and where are bad. But I don't really have that right now. I just feel like smoke everywhere is good, and I think that there are definitely places where I don't want smoke, and I just don't know where they are. Alright, what's in the pod? We have a science weapon. Fire Beam. Applies fire in a line. I think the 2 things that I have are better, so fine, but I'll just sell that, thanks. And another reactor core. With which, what? Probably this? Shielding friendlies is really quite useful because it means I can use this to shield mostly, of course, buildings. Occasionally other mechs, but I think that hitting up some buildings with this is going to add a lot of flexibility to my repertoire, my arsenal. Alright, well, we're still on a perfect, even though we took the damage. We achieved all the objectives. So let's try to keep it going through HQ. Alright, what do we have to deal with here? I note the corporate HQ is kind of locked out here. Is that good? It means, like, I can jet mech over it. And, like, no one can shoot at it from a distance, which is quite valuable, actually. If I can smoke these 2 tiles, then the place is completely invulnerable. Which is not... well, unless they, like, say, tore down this building, which would be a big problem in itself, but... so that's, like, a promising thing to want to do. Although, who knows if I'll have the chance. Artillery here is pretty flexible, I think. It can go back to get to these rows or way over here if for some reason we want to attack here, but I don't predict that ever happening. And it can go forward if it needs to attack along one of these directional lines. Science mech, I don't know. Here. This is sort of inviting them. Please, come attack the corporate headquarters, and then I'll smoke them with the jet mech. Which is something that I want to do anyway. Ah, it's not immune because they have guys who can attack multiple tiles through a building like this. Good thinking, Vec. You outsmarted me this time. But the leader is not actually attacking any buildings, so I'm feeling pretty okay about things. My first thought was to do this, which is interesting. But I think it's probably better to do this. Like, because that smokes out the guy who's actually attacking. Frees up my other units to maybe do more interesting things. Though I'm not sure what. And this, of course, is promising because it blocks a spawn for a little while. So keep both those in mind, and who knows, maybe something else. Something that I am very much considering is, like, coming down here to smoke this guy. And that just leaves me this fellow to deal with, which I could do, well, for example, like this, although I don't think that's the best approach. Oh, that's not a good approach. Yeah, that's not a good approach at all, because it leads this guy to still getting damaged, even though he's shielded. He's attacked by both of these. Ah. So, what I'm thinking then is this. I kill this guy with the smoke. Because I can do this to achieve a bunch of useful objectives, right? Now, I'm not sure if I want my guy to be here when I do that or not. Probably not. Right? So we get out of here first. Then we come in here and apply this push, shielding ourselves, killing this guy, shielding the city, damaging this guy. What an amazing number of things for this to achieve. And then if I want to, I don't even have to smoke this guy. I can let him block the spawn himself, right? Which frees me up to just load a little more extra damage onto this guy. That seems real good. Although actually, instead of loading up more damage on him like this, why don't I just come here and smoke him for the same amount of damage, but putting a little smoke onto the field? Smoke seems nice. You know, past experiences notwithstanding. Alright, I like that. Yeah. So we'll do this. Now, he'll push me into the acid. Kind of a bummer, but he'll push himself onto the spawn, it's fine. This guy basically never gets hurt because he's shielding himself all the time anyway, and has smoke pellets, so his HP, you know, is not really a big concern even with acid on. Now, I suppose, since I'm free already, I have the choice to smoke bomb this guy in whatever way I would like. Ending up here seems pretty good, so I could do this. Well, let's not commit to moving this guy just until we've moved this guy, so that I have just sort of as a good general principles. Yeah, and I think this is good. I could do this, make it harder for them to attack the city, but they had a lot of ranged attacks, and so they might attack the city from here, and I might want to defend it from here. So I think I'll actually put down less smoke this time, by choice. Alright, end turn. A good start. Look at this. I can use this guy to block a spawn and also shield up the one thing he's attacking. It's going to be great. This guy is going to kill this guy for us, so all I really want to do is smoke the square that I'm currently standing on so that he... No. He would move... You don't take damage that turn. Yeah, that doesn't matter. Okay. So I could choose to just pile on a little more damage as long as it's not enough to kill him. If I can see a way to do that. Alternatively, what are some plans with this guy other than shielding here? Obviously, we'll want to move this mech out of the way before I shield, or maybe this mech out of the way, so that I can still get the shield onto this guy. Maybe do this? Yeah, that seems pretty good, right? Yeah, it lets me... Because I'm going to have this guy blocking a spawn when he gets here. And I'll block this spawn. And I smoke this guy, which is, like, not that important, but it's something. And then... I can, like, step out of the way to deal 2 extra damage to this guy. And I'm aware that this will push him into me and I'll take 1 damage, but that's no big deal. We have plenty of health, and just doing 2 more damage to this guy is more valuable than trying to conserve this health, which we have plenty of. But we want to do that after... Ah! Huh! I don't even have to take that damage, because this guy will push me to here, after which I'll have the extra move I need to get to this space, so that I can shoot this guy without taking more damage. Perfect. I like how this is looking. So let's do this first. Unless I, for some reason, wanted to do this. Which I don't. I want this guy to attack. Great, so we'll do this. Oh, look how beautiful that was. This guy's attacking some things still, but that's fine. They're both shielded. And this guy who appeared didn't do anything, and we almost killed him, so that's progress. Huh. So my first thought was to... I don't know what I'm doing with this guy, just getting him out of the way for demonstration purposes, was to do something like this, smoking this guy, and then like, hey, once this guy is dead, I thought, this guy will fall into the water. But no, not if I kill him by putting my jet mech here in the water. That won't work. However, I do have an alternate plan that is just as good and actually works, which is this. Killing this guy and then sidestepping this guy. I don't have to deal with this guy if I don't want to. He's attacking a shielded city. So I could, like, come down here and block this spawn, right? I sort of have a choice of defeating this guy in some way or blocking a spawn. I can't really do both with any of my units. And since it's the final turn for enemies to spawn, blocking a guy is as good as killing someone who's at full health. I'd rather kill someone at full health than this little beetle who's not going to be able to do anything and who's at 1 health, right? If I can have just this enemy and one random spawn, like, that's a pretty good outcome for me. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Come up here, shoot this guy. Step out of the way of this guy, and block a spawn. Well, actually, block a spawn like this. And now this jet mech can both repair and be shielded. Better than just repairing himself. Look at this, we have so many dang shields. That was... Shield Ally was a bigger value add than I expected it to be. It helped on like every turn. As I recall, right? We used this shield. We shielded each of these guys on different turns. What did we do on the first turn? Did we shield anything? I don't remember. Maybe not. But I feel like we did. I don't remember what it was, though. Oh well. So this guy, we could sidestep if we wanted. Do I have a line to kill him? Yeah. I can do 2 damage to this guy with each of these 2 via the ramming and a missile. And I can smoke pellet this guy. So something like this. This. And this. We're all at max level, so I guess I don't really need to maximize experience, but still good practice. And look how much less smoke we put down this mission. I'm not sure if that is an important lesson or what, but I had a lot of freedom to move anyway. Alright, another perfect island. What are we taking? Heat converter. Meh. A pilot. Deploy anywhere on the map, damaging adjacent enemies, and +2 mech HP. All of my guys have, like, useful skills. Now, you could consider upgrading him instead of Archimedes. Being able to deploy the jet anywhere is pretty cool. But I'd have to give it power for that. Like, ugh. I don't know. This feels like it must be the right choice. But I don't really know what pilot I would replace. I've used this in the past in like an off-camera playthrough, and it was fine. It does 1 damage to adjacent enemies. Maybe that would be good. And then he could, that gives me a sink to dump one of my reactor cores into usefully. It doesn't take away the mech HP that we could have, like the other pilot we have would cause. And it gives us room to grow into a more useful skill than +3 grid defense, right? So I think this is a good replacement for Archimedes, if nothing else. And overpowering the grid is like not that incredible. It's fine. But I'd rather get actual upgrades, I think. And I can always buy some of this later. Yeah, okay, we'll take Ghana. And we have a bunch of garbage to sell, don't we? Spend rep, so... here, I don't want... Well, I might want Lily Reed. Let's not sell her straight away. But I don't want this Fire Beam. Yes. And I don't... Well, I don't know. Do I want Lily Reed? No, not this playthrough. I could just sell her. She's worth 2. That's quite remarkable. What is there to buy here? Unstable cannon. We could give that to the jet as sort of a replacement for the charge thing, but I think the charge thing is fine. This, we don't have any primes. Missile that hits every enemy on the map. Meh. It's okay, but I like all the weapons I have more. Repair field. Repairing one mech will affect all mechs. Interesting, but again, like all of the weapons that I have are like fine. They're good, and I'm using them to do damage. I don't want to just pick up a crappy passive that'll occasionally help. I think we're not buying any of this, which means we're just spending it all on this. And yeah, let's go ahead and put Ghana in here. We lose 3 grid defense, but we gain a slot to put something better in. And also preemptive strike. So I want to just like basically buy, well, here, take Archimedes. Well, hang on. Is Archimedes... Like, so each of these are non-named pilots. They're just like random dudes. And I could put Archimedes in for one of them, but they have +1 mech move, which is like awesome, right? And what Archimedes has is like not that good. For either of these. Like, we don't need the HP. We're not powering move again after shooting, although it would be nice on the artillery, or this guy or something. It would be better than on the jet mech, but I feel like I just don't want Archimedes. Feels bad, like I'm sure he's fine. Likewise, Lily just has the wrong skill. So I think I'll sell both of those pilots, and that gets me a ton of reputation to work with. I might keep one of them, and so I have a replacement in case a pilot dies? I don't know, that seems like a pretty bad plan. Let's just sell... There's an achievement for, like, spending a bunch of rep in a single thing, isn't there? Island challenges... Earn 9. Oh. Earn or buy 10 grid power. So we could spend 7 energy on grid power, I guess. Well, maybe I can't do that. I mean, I could, but I would rather have reactor cores, right? We have a ton of stuff I'd be happy to power up. Extra health, improved weapons. So we're buying, let's say, at least 3 of these, because I don't care about that grid power reputation, do I? Or achievement. I don't really care that much about achievements. Is there a way I can see how many coins I have for unlocks? I haven't seen that button anywhere. Whatever, who cares? Let's just buy like 3 of these and then figure out what to do with the rest of the reputation and a pilot I could sell as well. So first thing first, we're taking this. And I think I'm taking this. The move. here. I depowered this to get shield friendly, which is nice. But I think I would like the move back, honestly. What would I do with one more reactor core? I could get that by selling my last pilot. I would probably give this jet +1 move, I guess? It's alright. Maybe, actually, I should probably do that before giving this guy +1 move, right? One extra move here. It's not really worth selling a pilot. I'd rather have Archimedes as an insurance policy in case I have a disaster strikes and I lose a pilot. And that means I can just pick up a bit more good defense. Fine. So we'll do that. Okay, well, that was a long time spent shopping. I'm not sure how long, but it felt like a while. Hope you guys didn't mind. Hope you appreciated listening to the decision-making process, participating, deciding what you would have bought. Who knows? I don't know what you guys do when you're watching these videos. Not my concern. Anyway, we're done with this island, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.